Uh, Hello everyone. We'll be starting very soon, so please call your friends. So yeah, so Google approaches these maintainers and these organizations to uh, basically include their projects in GSOC, and Google pays you to contribute to some of these projects. And this happens every summer, every year. Lot of huge organizations uh, like uh, Linux Foundation, like ROS, like NS3, all of these huge projects, and uh, the GNU project, all of these join GSOC, and you guys can uh, make contributions into these projects and get paid by Google, and that amount is not tiny. That is a huge amount, and it looks very good on your CV as well. So KWoC is basically designed to help you understand how GSOC works and how you will be being a part of GSOC when you try to appear for it, or when you try to make your proposals for it. So, like, if you are not able to participate in GSOC, or if you want to learn how it all of it works, or if you even just want to get introduced to how open source works, uh, KWoC is a very good jumping platform for you guys. So, yeah, the prerequisites for KWoC is nothing. You just need to be uh, very passionate about open source and programming, and you should be passionate about learning new things. You will need a basic understanding of Git and GitHub. We conducted Git and GitHub workshop uh, a few like month back, I guess, and the people who joined it should know enough basics to basically jump right in. For other people, we'll be sharing some resources for you guys to basically get jump started with Git and GitHub. And you need familiarity with a single language. You don't need to be an expert at any language. Like, if you know even basic Python or basic JavaScript, C++, that should be good enough for you to at least participate. So, anti prerequisites like having CS department does not qualify you for this, or doing CP does not like make you a very good fit for KWoC. All you need to do is you need to write good software, and you need to write good open source software basically. So here is the timeline for KWoC. So 26th November, that is tomorrow, we'll be starting with mentor registrations. Mentors will be the people who maintain the open source projects in which you will be contributing. So basically, these mentors will be there. They'll be helping you in resolving the issues. They'll be helping you, guiding you with the code, and you can even, if they're from KGP, or you can even interact with them in real life. You get to interact with people who are making actual good projects, and you get to contribute to them, and you get to interact with industry people and all of that. So uh, that is also a good opportunity for you guys. From 30th November, we'll be starting student registration. So you guys can start registering from 30th November, and from 5th December, the coding period starts. So you guys will be choosing a project of your choice, one or two, whatever you feel like, and you will basically look at the issues the project has. So the projects that will be joining KWoC, they'll be having some issues. On GitHub, there is a tab for issues. You can check them out, and you will be trying to solve those issues, and you will be making pull requests that will be denied or accepted or reviewed by the your mentors, and they'll be helping you write better code and review your code. So that starts from 5th December. You'll choose a project, you'll start contributing to it, you'll start writing code. For mid evaluations, that will be on the 31st of December. You will have to write a small evaluation report on what contributions you have done till now, and you should have at least one pull request that is merged in some project. Then we'll have 15th January, that is the end evaluations. So your coding period will end. You will make a documentation about what you did, and you will be submitting it to us. And on 31st January, we'll be coming out with the results of this. So, yeah, so some tips on selecting projects. You should first select projects that have languages that you are familiar with. That will make your life easier. But if you want to learn something new or you want to try out some new language, you can, of course, uh, jump into that project. But you should have at least a little bit of understanding of how the syntax, how the language works, to at least understand the code and start with very basic contributions. So, like if you currently know C or C++, you can try doing Go. If you know Python, uh, if you know JavaScript, you can switch between any of those. Uh, if you know C++, you can try doing Rust. So, uh, that is that. Choose a project that interests you. So, that is important because, like, you will be contributing to this project. You will be, first of all, trying to use this project to understand what the issue is and how to recreate the issues that have been mentioned in the GitHub repository. So you should choose projects that interest you, because yeah, if the projects are interesting to you, you will already want to add code to it or contribute to the project by yourself. So there'll be no need of other external motivation for you to do that. Also, try not to choose more than two projects or more than three projects, because that will dilute your work. You need to, like, you will be doing a very good amount of coding and you will be writing a lot of good software. So try to focus your attention on one single project or two projects if you like, that like grab your attention or that interests you, so that you can not like, you can focus and write good code for those projects. Also, complete understanding of the project is not required, at least initially when you're solving the easy issues. You can start with the issues will be graded with easy, medium, hard. You can start with easy ones. You can slowly get into the code, start reading how it is structured, how the directory looks like, what tools are used. You can do all of this and you can basically gain a good understanding of what the project is trying to do and how it is, how the data flows through the project, or how the user interacts with the project. So you do not need to know all of this at the very beginning. You'll slowly gain understanding of this, and also that is the beauty of open source contributions. You don't know this huge software, you start contributing, you slowly get to read all of a lot of code, you start to understand how it connects to one another, and you start to gain an understanding of how real projects are built, how they are structured. And that is very different. Actually, that is very, very different from how we as students write projects, or uh, we do competitive programming or something, because real projects need to be deployed, they need to be scalable. So you will see a lot of design choices that you will not see when you're making a project by yourself or something. uh, those choices are made so that you can scale the project at a later stage, or you can easily deploy it. So yeah, what are the evaluations? So in the evaluations, what matters is the quality of your contribution. So like if you're doing a simple line addition in a readme, that is not a very good quality contribution. So the amount of code or the amount of lines of code you add, that is not of much importance. The issues you solve, that like if you solve a very hidden bug with just one line change, and that brings up the project to life, that is a very good quality contribution. So it's not about the lines of code, it's how much value you bring to the project. Yeah, and then there'll be your mentors who will be judging how you write code. they'll be reviewing your code for every PR. They'll be telling you what faults there are. They'll be telling you, okay, this is not good practice, this is a bad practice, like using classes here is not good, or using inheritance is here not good. All of that will be told to you by your mentors, and you will gain an understanding of basically uh, how these large projects are being structured, so you can understand how things are actually built. Yeah, and the mentor decides what happens to you in KWoC. There are two evaluations, mid and end evals, as I said earlier. And to pass mid evals, you just need to have one commit in the project repo. So basically, you need to have uh, one PR merged into the repo. And end evals involve your contributions and submission of a blog post. So that blog post is what I was talking about, the documentation that you will be writing, and you will be describing what changes you did, what you wrote, and this should be very detailed, and this should basically summarize all of the work you did and why you chose this project and all of this, and you will be writing this as a blog post. So for mentors, the criteria for project selection is there should be two open issues in your repository, and there should be a good readme. You need to create and display a communication channel, Slack, Discord, Gitter, or whatever you want to use for your project. And you need to help first time contributors with doubts regarding the code base related to the technologies. Basically, you need to be helpful towards the people who are participating for the first time. So for FAQs, we have how do I get selected in KWoC? So there is no selection, you just join, you start contributing, you register, that's that. How do I learn Git and GitHub? So I'll be sharing this link in the uh, chat. Someone can please share this link. And what programming languages and tech stack is required? There is no restriction to this, you can choose whatever project you like. You can if you're a mentor, you can add any kind of project you have. You can if you have written it in some niche language, you can have that. If you have used some niche framework, that goes well as well. There is no restrictions to this. How who is a mentor, how will they help me? I explained all of this to you earlier. And how much time in a day do I need to give for KWoC? uh, there is no time requirement per se for this. You need to be consistent, you need to write some code every day, so that all of your work does not pile up, and you write good quality software at the end of the day. So you need to basically invest, I'd say, from personal experience, 2 or 3 hours in a week. And since you will be doing this in your vacations, you will be mostly free, and this will be a good learning experience for you. And this can be your starting point for participating in GSOC. So do it seriously and try to make good use of this opportunity as much as you can. Is this some kind of internship? No, this is not an internship. It is you will not be getting an internship certificate for this, although you will be getting a participation certificate. You will be getting some goodies if you like do well in the end evaluations. So this is not an internship, but there are benefits to it, as I explained to you. And will taking part in KWoC increase my chances of joining KOSS? Yes, since you will be interacting most probably with uh, a lot of us. We'll kind of start to know you personally. Uh, Even in fact, I did KWoC in my first year, and that is how the seniors at KOSS started to know who I was. So, uh, and my entry into KOSS was very easy. The interview was very peace because they already knew the good work that I did. So, tips and tricks, communicate with the mentor clearly at every step. So, whenever you want to contribute, whenever you want to work on an issue, what you will be doing is first you will be going into the issues. You will be saying, hey, please assign me this issue to the mentor. They'll ask you a few questions if they want, or if it is an easy issue, they'll probably assign it to you easily. So that is the first step of you getting to work on an issue. You get assigned to that issue. Once you're assigned to that issue, you can start coding. You can start asking the mentor how do they want to shape this project. Some projects are very obvious what the issue needs to be. Sometimes there needs the issues need some direction. Like if there is a design problem, there is a design problem with the front end, so there is a vision that the mentor has. So you need to communicate with them, understand what they are trying to make, what they're trying to build, and basically help them with this uh, vision. Or even you can suggest some changes that you feel, and uh, most probably your mentors will be very happy with uh, listening to your suggestions and implementing them. The projects I work for in my first year, uh, I made like some good suggestions to them, and they incorporated it. They let me write the code for it, and I was very happy at the end that I contributed something very meaningful to the project. So yeah, Google often, be mindful of Stack Overflow. Google is your best friend for doing this. Stack Overflow will be very good for you. You need to be able to navigate through Google, search through documentation, because you will be working most probably with very new frameworks that you haven't touched. So you will be reading a lot of documentation. You'll be reading the documentation of the project itself, in fact. So you'll be getting very good at how to read documentations. Try like one suggestion with use of AI. Try to avoid it, since this is for your own learning. Try to avoid using any kind of AI support or GPT support. Uh, in fact, I'd suggest against using even Copilot if you're trying to learn coding for the first time, since it'll basically impede you in learning the structures and the patterns that are generally there. So Copilot is actually very bad at writing good structured code. It will make your code work initially, but it will not be scalable. It will not be very meaningful in the long run. So what we want you to learn is how to write good code, and that you cannot learn while using any kind of AI assistance. So try to write your own code. Try not to use AI. This is not a competition for you. So you can easily chill out, relax, write some good code, solve some issues, and chill out basically. So don't use AI. Yeah, start small, choose issues wisely. If possible, ask mentor to assign a issue. So you don't need to make huge contributions. Like your first commit does not need to change the project or rewrite the project. You can solve very easy issues at the beginning. You can start to know your mentor. You can start to know the project, and slowly begin and basically understanding the project and contributing to it. Readme.md is meant to be read. So whenever you look at a project, your first step should be to read the readme.md. That is the one thing that you need to read in any kind of open source project. And also maintaining your own readme is very important. If you're making projects, please maintain your readme. So incentive to top performers. First of all, you will be uh, judged upon various criteria: number of pull requests, quality of contributions, your blog, and the mentor's feedback. Will be taking all of this into account to judge you. Top 10 performers will get special mentions. And as I said, this is not a competition for you to take very seriously. Uh, so yeah, so the presentations are awesome. I'm bored. Are there any questions? You can drop them in the chat, or you can ask. Open for only IT KGP students? No, this is open for all. You can participate from wherever. If you're a mentor, you can participate. If you're a student, you can participate from wherever. I'm a 5 year student and I complete beginner. I learned only C, C++. Yeah, that is not an issue, as I said. You need to be familiar with only the basics of any language. You will be finding projects that are related to what language you know already. So you can start contributing to that. and you'll actually learn how to write production grade code in those languages. Like I'm if you are starting or if you are beginning to write code, I'll tell you that writing tutorial code is very different from writing any actual kind of code that will be deployed or that will be used in a production environment. So you'll get to learn that how that works. Yeah. So can I participate in KWoC in my fourth year and will you select me? As I said, there is no selections. You can participate in your fourth year, in your fifth year, in your first year, whenever you want. It's open to all, everywhere, in India, abroad. Yeah. What level of preparation do I need to participate in? You don't need any preparation. You just need to be familiar with one language. Uh, like it can be any language, in fact. If you're familiar with Python, that works. You do not need to be an expert at it. You do not need to be an expert at oops. You do not need to be an expert at functional whatever. You just need to know the syntax. You just need to understand how the code flows, and you will be able to contribute to the projects. Can you please send the registration link again? I can't see it. uh, if anyone from KOSS can send this registration link. I think the registrations haven't yet. Started yet. Yeah, they haven't started. Yeah, yeah. So, for if you're a mentor, if you want to be a mentor, you'll get the registration link tomorrow. If you're a student, registrations for you will start from 30th. You should visit kwoc.koss.itkgp.org. I'll pin this if I can. Okay, I guess I cannot. So, yeah, I'm new to open source. Which stack should I start with? Sanchita, that is a very specific question. What languages are you familiar with, I guess? Like, do you have some preferred language that you like to work with? One thing I'll suggest is that if you don't know any language right now, start to get familiar with the basics of JavaScript and Python, because a lot of stuff is written in those languages. It is very easy to start in. You can basically understand most of the frameworks if you just understand the basics of these languages, and you can get around with googling because you'll be getting very good resources all over the internet for both of these languages. C and C++ are a bit difficult to begin with if you are just starting out, but if you know them well enough, or if you even have basic understanding of uh, how pointers and all of that works, that should be good enough for you to start. Can you refer some materials that I can go through to prepare for KWoC? Again, you cannot uh, quote unquote prepare for KWoC. This is where you start learning. So this is for you to learn. We'll share a Git and GitHub uh, uh, tutorial for you guys. Uh, Someone will be yeah, of course. First of all, join the Discord channel because uh, we'll be sharing the resources on Discord. So everyone, please click on the. I'll share the link again. 1 second. Yeah. First of all, go and join the Discord. How to choose projects, or you will provide some projects when we have to choose. Yeah, so you will be provided with the projects, the options that you have. Mentors will be registering with us from tomorrow. So they'll be registering their projects with us, and you will get to contribute to any one of those projects. So basically, we'll give you a list of projects you can contribute to. You can choose whatever you want. You are free to choose anything, anything you have any interest in, or you have the familiarity of the language or the framework. So you're open. Anyone else has any questions? After choosing any project, can we switch over the project? Yes, yes, you can. Uh, you can choose multiple projects as well. As I said, you can contribute to two at once, three at once. Although we'll not recommend you do that because we want you to write good code, and you can do that when you stick with one project, understand its uh, ins and outs completely, and that is when you start to write very good code. So we'll recommend you stick with one project, but you of course you can switch. It's open. Again, it's open source, so you can just ping the maintainer on their preferred channel that you will find on the website. You can ping the mentor that hey, I want to contribute, are there any open issues. You can just go to the GitHub repo. You can open some issue that you're interested in. You can say ki, hey, at the rate maintainer, can I be assigned this issue, and you'll be assigned to that issue and you can start working on it. So there is no uh, process of saying ki I'm choosing this project. That is very open. We do not have any criteria for you. What should we look for in a project when we are contributing for the first time? Yeah. So when you are contributing for the first time, if this is your first open source contribution, try to look for projects that have a language that you are very familiar with. That is the first recommendation. If you know basics of C, try to look for a project that has C code. If you are familiar with Python or JavaScript, look for projects that have those languages in them. Also, look for projects that are interesting. If there is some game design project and you're interested in uh, basically making games, so try to pick that. If there is some if you are interested in front end development, try to pick a project that needs a front end part to be developed or has some issues in its front end. If you want to work on, let's say, emulators, so pick a project like that. There'll be a lot of kinds of projects on here, and you can choose any one of them. In fact, I believe last year, or yeah, when I was in my first year, there was a project in Verilog HDL as well. So you can contribute to hardware projects as well. Currently, if I'm not very much good with backend part, then will it be a problem? No, no, Tanya, that will not be a problem. Uh, you have basically two options. Either you can contribute to projects in the front end capacity, like almost all projects have some kind of front end, so you can try to contribute to that. If you want to learn backend, if you're not scared of it, which is what I'll recommend, at least have a basic knowledge of how backend programs work. So if you want to learn backend, you can start with some very easy issues on the backend parts of the projects you're working on, and start from there, start learning. Backend is not very hard. You can pick it up in the KWoC month very easily, very easily. Anyone else has any questions? I shared the link of our GitHub workshop content for the last workshop we did uh, this autumn. So you can check those slides out. Uh, Also, we'll be sharing some few video tutorials, and there will be some tutorials in the link, so you can check that out. How can we contact our mentors? So, uh, like the projects will be mentioned once the mentor registration ends and student registration starts. So there'll be a list of projects on the website, and they'll have the preferred channels of the mentors. So like if a mentor wants to use Discord or if they want to use Slack, there'll be a link on the website in under that specific project. You can join that Discord channel